The closure of the Technical University of Mombasa Students' Mess has significantly impacted students' well-being, particularly in matters concerning food, health, and safety. What was once a reliable and affordable source of meals for hundreds of students is now a distant memory. Today, students are forced to rely on outside food kiosks, most of which operate under questionable hygiene conditions. This investigative piece seeks to uncover what students go through daily in search of food outside campus and the hidden health risks that comes with it. To understand the situation better, I spoke to several students who have been directly affected. Eda, a third-year engineering student, describes the mess as something students once depended on.
My name is Eda Situma. I'm an engineering student in my third year, second semester in Technical University of Mombasa. So earlier on, tukianza shule, that was first year and I think second year pale. Let me just say hadi 2.1, we had a school mess. And so at this time, vitu zilikuwa vizuri because tulikuwa tunaenda kukula mess. The foods were affordable and kulikuwa na, wacha niseme, a high level of hygiene. So we were very comfortable, hatujawai face challenges when it comes to maybe food ama mahali pa kukula. Then vile the school mess ilifungwa, we were forced to go out there and look for places za kukula. Na unajua mostly around hapa utapata ni vibandaski ndio ziko affordable for us comrades. So I remember there's a time nilienda kibandaski ya kwanza. The food wasn't good because unaingia hivi unaangalia kuna nzi, like you just feel like hygiene ain't observed. So we went there, tukakula with my friends and we went home. Tumekula chapati, maharage na cabbage. Ile tu kama yenye tulikuwa tunakula mess. So we went home and at this point I'm like nikafilio nimeharibikiwa na tumbo. So I struggled the entire night and I decided to seek medical attention. So nikafikiria ni mimi peke yangu. So my friend is calling me and they're like, have you experienced something? I'm like, shida yako ni nini? And they're like, wako na a running stomach. So I was like, oh, ni pale kwenye tulikula because the three of us tulikuwa na hiyo shida. So kutoka hapo nikasema, huenda ni place ndio iko na shida. I have to look for another place, nijaribu tena. Nikaenda nikajaribu mahali kwingine, nikaitisha rice na pojo. Bado ikaniharibikia. So kutoka hapo I was like, I don't think nitakuwa nakula kwa hizi vibanda. I'd rather eat at home. So unapata like you have to stay in school for long, maybe the whole day you have not eaten because ukisema uko unanunua sijui soda ama maybe packed food, it's quite expensive for a comrade. So kutoka hapo nikasema hapana, if I have to eat nikule tu chakula ya kwangu. But then it's not healthy one, na unajua pia tu for you to be active, for you to be comfortable, you need to have eaten. So I'd really prefer the school mess ifunguliwe turudi tena kukula huko because hapo at least we are very comfortable na pia unakuwa na ile uhakika kwa chakula unakula ni mzuri, ni affordable, hygiene iko observed na everything inakuwa sawa. So I'd really advocate the school mess ifunguliwe so that it favors everyone. Wale ambao wezi kununua pia chakula expensive, they can be able to be accommodated there. To me, I feel like the school mess is uniform. Yeah.
Her experience is not isolated. Hilton Mwasela, a fourth-year student, shares a similar concern.
So I live in this Uhuru hostel. As you can see, I'm a student here. I've been here for the past 4 years. So in my stay here at the Technical University of Mombasa, I've been taking my food at the mess. That is the students' mess. But unfortunately, in one way or the other, the mess was closed. After it was closed, I started looking for ways that I can look for my food because food is the one that makes us survive. So outside the school, there are vibandaski. We usually call them vibandaski here. So I used to take my food for the past, let's say 1 year, because mess was closed about 1 year ago. So I took my food there for quite some time, but I came to realize that the food there is not conducive for students to take because at some instant, the food that I took, I remember This day, it was on a weekend that I took food there for 2 consecutive days, Saturday, Sunday. On Monday, that week, the following week, it led to some body disorganizations. In this context, I mean, I had some stomach ache that really made me suffer. So literally, the place that we used to cook food in that area, you realize, apart from it being an area that has been recommended by these public health officers, it is an area that its surroundings itself is not that clean that can be recommended. But at the end of the day, we are students, we have to take food because it is cheap. So we usually go there and take. But in my view, in my assessment, that is not a conducive place for me, for students also to take their food.
To verify these claims, I accompanied Hilton to one of the most frequently visited food kiosks near the institution. We are at Mama Juma's kiosk and it is lunch hour. Students are already flocking in large numbers, some ordering takeaways while others eat on the spot. We also decided to order a common meal, chapati and beans. At first glance, the kiosk appears busy and functional. However, a close inspection reveals worrying conditions. Food is prepared and served in close proximity to open drainage channels. Flies hover around uncovered food, and basic hygiene standards appear to be ignored. The handling of food is poor, and the conditions are far from ideal for safe consumption. Prices here are surprisingly high, considering the quality and quantity of food served. Students pay more but receive less, both in portion, size, and nutritional value. We moved to another nearby kiosk, hoping to find better condition. Unfortunately, the situation is similar. Here, we observe an open drainage system running alarmingly close to where food is being prepared. Wastewater flows nearby, raising serious hygiene concerns. Despite this, students continue to buy food due to lack of alternatives. In an effort to get clarity on the situation, we reached out to the Technical University of Mombasa administration. We sought to understand when the students' mess will be reopened and whether the administration is aware of the challenges students are currently facing. However, our efforts bore no fruit. Officials responsible for food and accommodation declined our request for an interview. We also made a follow-up phone calls requesting a short interview, but there was no response. We then visited a nearby health facility to establish whether medical professionals have observed any health impact linked to the food situation. Doctors confirm what students have been experiencing firsthand: a worrying increase in food-related illness.
So of late, Terry, we've been having issues to do the students since the closure of students' mess. So from your experience or from your opinion, has there been where there is an increase in food-related among students?
I am Dr. Moses Mugala, and there have been a rise in food poisoning, stomach infections, ulcers, and H. pylori. This could lead to severe dehydration, chronic gastrointestinal issues, and long-term health complications.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe the last question I will ask you: if students continue to consuming unsafe food, what do you think you will give advice to these students, especially for this problem that has arisen?
First of all, I'll give advice to the institutions. They should ensure that they offer safe food to the learners so as to curb this problem, because it has been a big problem more so to the students of the Technical University of Mombasa. Since the closure of the mess, I've been receiving patients from the school.
Okay.
Yeah, so institutions should promote food safety. Yeah. And also, Madam Mudoni, I will also urge the students to refrain from taking foods from the vibandaski around the institution, because they don't comply with the regulations of food safety. And I would also want to urge the county government of Mombasa, health workers,
Yes.
yeah, to take a look at that side, because most of those vibandaski are in devastating conditions that make students, the food is not fit for students to take. Yeah, so also the students should take caution they should refrain from taking food from that side. And also, I don't want to be biased. I would also like to advise the business owners of the Vibandaski. If you take a look, most of them have built their Vibandaski along the sewer lines. Yeah, and that is not good because they bring down the standards of hygiene that the students take, of the food that students take. So I would like to advise them also, they should stop building those vibandaski along the sewer line. They should at least give a distance to that.
The closure of the students' mess has created a gap that has not only affected affordability, but also students' health and safety. While students continue to struggle with unsafe food options, questions remain about when or if adequate intervention will be made. For now, many students are left with no choice but to gamble with their health in search of their next meal. Until next time, I'm your reporter, Juliet Wandia Modhoni.